Yeah, a lot of times doing these interviews, and you read the same quotes, everyone's it's like the same answer. Yeah. But I just want to start off. Is there an overall method to the madness of System of a Down?
What madness?
The like some people have described it, you guys, Serge, as being the wacky front man and all that stuff.
He's the most unwacky person that I hang.
What I you know what
He's wacky. He is a fucking wacky. You're quirky.
Well,
He's fucking the most wackiest person I.
You know what I've noticed by reading stuff and interviews? Now it's hard to tell in print, but it seems. Have you ever been? Yeah, a lot of times doing these interviews, and you read the same quotes, everyone's it's like the same answer. Yeah. But I just want to start off. Is there an overall method to the madness of System of a Down?
What madness?
The like some people have described it, you guys, Serge, as being the wacky front man and all that stuff.
He's the most unwacky person that I hang.
What I you know what
He's wacky. He is a fucking wacky. You're quirky.
Well,
He's fucking the most wackiest person I.
You know what I've noticed by reading stuff and interviews? Now it's hard to tell in print, but it seems. Have you ever been compared to like Frank Zappa? Because it seems like you're very hair. Looks aside, you're very experimental with very experimental. Very experimental with the music. You guys are very diverse. You go in a lot of different directions, and your stage persona, judging from videos that I've seen, seems to be kind of outrageous. People might be intimidated by you thinking that you. We love that, especially during. Right, and what I would think is then you read the interviews and you're very articulate, smart, political. Have you ever been compared to Zappa before? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I mean, people make the comparison. It's pretty crazy because Zappa used to write songs that were like 12 minutes long, and we write songs that are about two.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So we can fit all of that craziness of Zappa into 2.5, 3 minutes. And that's a compliment, yeah. And yeah, but Zappa comes up. Pop metal. Yeah, we're pop metal Zappa.
We're Zappa. Now, as a writers and lyrics and stuff, do you consider yourselves like philosophers? Still feel better. Is there philosophy? I know you guys.
Me and him basically write lyrics for the band.
Right.
We're not trying to be philosophers. It seems like people view us as somewhat of that kind of vibe of like, I don't know. They ask us questions that they wouldn't ask normal rock bands for some reason. You know what I mean? That's a far off country, and ask us what we think about what's going on there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which I find funny, but we just sing about our thoughts. We sing about we don't have like a message and we don't have a flag that we're carrying and saying this is our cause. You know what I mean? Come with our cause, because everyone thinks we got a cause.
Right.
We don't have a cause.
Right.
We don't have
anything. Kind of pigeonholed into the whole fight with the Armenian thing, Turkey and all that stuff, because that was something you guys, fought for. So people kind of pigeonhole you in it. Do you find that to be good or bad, or does this bother you to be,
That happened more with the first album.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Weren't really sure what we were. I mean, they're still not sure, but now they give us at least the respect of being different, and not having to try to categorize us into some kind of category.
Exactly.
At first, we were the political band. Then, they would equate us to Rage Against the Machine. Then we were like a new metal band, whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah, right.
Then we were the Armenian band. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all a matter of people trying to make themselves more comfortable with not understanding it.
It doesn't bother me that they talk about the genocide, because I think that's at least something important to talk about. Right. And we always tell people that it's not even a political issue for us, it's personal. Right. It's of our family trees and our grandfathers and grandparents and
We feel all of that on our own skin. That would be like me talking about a love, writing a love song. That's person. Or the genocide is that person. Right. So it's not even a political cause or a social cause that we say that we partake in.
Cool. So now you guys have seen have a lot of opinions about the culture of today. What? How do you view the American culture of society?
This disease of your life.
Oh, does it?
Right.
That should be red. Stay red.
Um,
That doesn't turn red. That isn't at all.
It's a yellow. It's
Jesus. This is just my luck. That's it.
yeah.
Hold it. That's what you're saying, sir. I'm sorry.
It's a consumer populism. Like,
We're living in an age of populism.
yes.
So so basically, it's all about consumer supply and demand, and we think we're being spoon fed a lot of stuff.
Absolutely.
And that's what I like about
there's also an overall bullshit that is in the culture, which is called political correctness.
Yeah.
And I think that needs to stop. I think there needs to be some honesty. I think that
Pretty bad in this thing.
Sony.
I was at an interview the other day and we had to tap it. Maybe that'll work. So if it stops, I'll just hit it.
All right.
I don't know. I just can't stand political correctness because I just feel like it's just a big, huge society lying to themselves. You know what I mean? Like, well, I can't say this, and this offends that, and this. It's like you can't laugh anymore.
Right.
It's like if we can't laugh at ourselves and each other, and then, I mean, I don't think there should be racism and segregation, but I definitely think people should lighten up a little bit when it comes down to certain things about like, don't call me black, call me African Americans, and don't. It's like stupid. I mean, I'm not only talking about them. I'm talking about then there's these fucking people that want to ban Mother's Day from a fucking school because they're same-sex mothers. Well, don't those people of the same sex have mothers themselves? Do they not celebrate Mother's Day? It's like I don't get that shit. You know what I mean? It bothers me because it's sort of like there's certain things in life that are just, it's just nice to have Mother's Day, man. It is. It's nice to say what's up to your mom and say, thanks, mom. I don't care if you're gay, lesbian, straight, whatever the fuck you are. Go thank your mom. You know what I mean? If she was cool to you, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't think it's bad to have Mother's Day or something like that. And that kind of political correctness goes too far, and it has gotten too far. And gets on my last minute.
Too many restrictions. But yeah. Handcuff.
So many excuses for things too. Like let's just make the best of what we have, and make it better.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like let's push the envelope of that as opposed to like, like bitching about things and obviously there was a lot of things that were wrong in the past.
Right.
But people that are living now didn't necessarily contribute to that.
Right.
A lot of people now have a different mentality. Of course it takes a certain path to get to that. And a lot of people struggled and fought for it, and those people deserve respect for it. But I don't think they're respected if you're ending it.
Exactly. Well put. So, I also want to talk about the book, Cool Gardens, the poetry search that you did. It seems like you really poured yourself into this poetry. How it's described as being a very personal reflection of your life. Was it hard for you to, put this book in print for and share it with some people being so personal?
It was only hard when my parents.
I'm sorry, when your parents shared it? When your parents read it?
Yeah.
Was it because there's parts of that you didn't want your parents to read?
No, because the third one was very.
Oh.
I think that comment from my life. Hate is not going to get that love, but ama hate is not what yeresi ilişkilerinde o yeresi ilişkilerinde sağlıklısı.
It's still the we come from all so we like that. Right. Little stuff like that is like, that'd be some right. Thought for that.
check us out. But it's interesting. It's really extremely organized plot. He kept offering that. He says he had a time of it, which I thought he would. Which one are you showing? You with that on top of it, I think it's amazing.
And how did your parents respond to it when they did read? Good, good. Let's get to the album. The new album. Toxicity. I was stumbling. I was with her. I'm like toxicity. I want to
say something. Which is cool because then our album could have like 5 names. You know.
Yeah. Now, how would you describe the change, the evolution from this album, from the last album you guys did? It's been a couple of years since you tried. More drug influence.
The evolution of drug.
Now I know that Rick Rubin's been praising you guys, saying that definitely grown. In what ways do you think you have grown? But
Better drug. We've matured in certain ways. As people, you get older, you learn things. You know, see things in a different light. You're not necessarily becoming any more intelligent. You're just broadening your horizons a little bit. The same could be said artistically. You know,
right.
You might have a little more time to explore different kinds of art, not necessarily music.
Right.
And it can show in your songs.
Yep. And also, you guys bonded, tighter knit.
Whether we like it or not, we've had no choice but to bond. You know, and it has not always been the beautiful setting that you see in front of you. We've had our conflicts, but I think that adds to the charisma of the band.
Right.
You know, and the
brotherhood.
I mean, you can't have a happy time all the time.
Right.
Because then you wouldn't appreciate that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, there's got to be a negative to every positive, because that's the balance of life, right? And any other cliche things that I say right now. You know, 2 wrongs don't make a right, and whatever. Right. You get the gist.
No, I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
I mean, you have. I appreciate the relationship that we have now because of the negative things that happened in the past.
Right. Exactly.
And to be honest with you, the relationship that we have now wouldn't exist without those negative things.
Right.
Because it all adds.
Exactly. Sometimes when you do have an altercation with somebody, everyone has a better understanding for everybody when it's all said and done.
Plus, it gets rid of any bad blood that you have.
Yeah, it's better to get out.
You can yell at somebody every now and then. Doesn't feel bad. It may not be the way everybody handles their life, but if it works for you, that's how you really look at it. Once again, sometimes we don't agree with what we're saying, you know. Jokes with explanations by Sarah Starkett. There's a book that comes with the book of jokes that explain it. Yeah. Refer to page 87. You'll see a blank expression on my face most of the time in book 2.
Now, what would you guys say inspired the songs on this album? I know there's a lot of different things.
Yeah. Say your comment.
Drugs. Whatever.
Life in general.
Yeah.
Being on drugs while you're living. Put your weed in it. I think that, you know, it depends on who you ask. Everybody, well, I don't write any songs, but the rest of the guys. Hockey games.
Hockey games inspired?
The Los Angeles Kings season. They had a great season this year, I think. And they were doing bad. You know, it really upset on.
So, when the Kings are doing well, then you write more.
No, if the Kings are doing that, means we would always have bad albums. Kings that's what we rely on. Kings don't do well, you know.
Right.
I mean, you guys can relate here.
Yeah, exactly.
No, they've won a cup.
Yeah, 43 years, something like that. But we finally got that one. Now, you guys also on this album there's a song in celebration of like David Hasselhoff and
that actually didn't make the album. It wasn't necessarily a celebration. Celebration. It was
a celebration.
It was lyrical thing.
Right.
You know what it was? We all really enjoyed Knight Rider growing up. I mean, I don't know anybody that didn't love Knight Rider. You know, it was a badass show with Kit, like a gay talking robot. You know, and but I'm the Knight Rider beat on this riff that I brought, and then Darren wrote the solo was like sort of similar to reminiscent to the Knight Rider. Sorta. Sorta here, you know. It was great. It was a bad theme though. Yeah, I didn't know that though. So and then he just fed off the musical vibe of being Knight Rider, and the lyrics. I take credit for some of that view on things. Was it? No. So it was pretty funny, but that didn't make the album better. Then we changed it. Yeah,
changed it around.
Oh, he did.
It's not about Knight Rider, but it still has some.
But it still has, some of the same things in that a little bit.
Well, you had like what 34 songs, and then you had 33, then you had to start cutting them. That must have been a difficult choice of what stays and what goes and stuff like that. I mean,
it wasn't as difficult. It was easy. We thought in the beginning. We knew we were going to go on. No, but like,
this is the rest.
I thought that was going to be the hardest part of the record, and it was because you didn't vote. It was hard. You see that there was like 6 people voting, which included 4 band members, and Darren's vote was never found. Where's Darren's vote? His dog ate his vote.
Why didn't you vote? You couldn't dare do it?
I wrote almost fucking every fucking lick, so it's like I'm sitting in my room and voting on myself.
Right.
I didn't feel right about it.
It's probably the easiest for me to vote since I didn't write any of the songs.
Right.
Like I could have a totally, what is it, unbiased or biased? Unbiased.
Plus, I wanted to see, and I was surprised. I wanted to see what the votes were going to be, and that being doing what I do for this band, I sort of wanted to look in from the outside and in and see what they thought were the best ones.
We had a pretty,
actually, and the funny thing about it was pretty close. The funny thing was after their votes were done, and then I looked at the paper and I sort of gave in my vote. At the end of the day, when everything was done, nobody was even like all the votes were done with already. But my votes were almost, with the exception of a couple, were almost the same. You know what I mean? So it was like that's why I'm saying. Luckily, because of our tastes or whatever the fuck it is, that it became an easy process. But if you think about it, it should have been a lot more difficult.
It could have been a
lot more difficult. I mean, it was hard to cut the 3 songs from the 17 that we actually mixed with.
That was harder.
Right. That was harder to cut the 3 songs out to just get 14 on the album. I think sequencing the record is the most toughest part of the whole thing that I had ever gone through. It was
really
yes, because there are songs. I think sequence of any record is the most important part of it. And it took a long time to sequence the record, man. I've listened to this record a lot of times, man, more than I want to.
So
that was the toughest thing that I think that comes even tougher. I found writing the record is like a pleasure. You know what I mean? This wasn't very pleasurable. This was more like, fuck.
This is more.
You know? Like, so it was like, is what I found was like the work and the hardest part of it all. The sequence correct. Cool. I thought it was that.
Now, I have to ask about this song. I know probably everyone's jumped on this one asking you guys. But the ATWA, Atwa, the Manson tune, of course, everyone about the revolution.
It's funny because how does everyone know it's a Manson tune?
It's actually in your bio, and it says called Manson.
I don't think it's so much about Manson. It's more about like a way of thought or life.
Letters mean. Well, the letters mean air, trees, water, and animal.
Right.
I want to make a difference with the way people view.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to make a difference with the way people view Manson.
Really? Because
for me personally, that's my.
Some of Manson's philosophies are saying about like the pollution and things like that.
Yeah.
And the world clean.
About it. And that's what I'm talking about. Like you hear Manson, the serial murderer who never killed anyone actually.
Right.
Which
never actually killed anyone.
The most notorious killer who's never killed anybody. You know what I mean? Is very funny. In law, he shouldn't even be in jail for as long as he is right now. It's his thoughts that keep him in jail.
Yeah.
And that's the way I feel sorry. I feel
those form of expression.
We'll get out if you want.
Yeah. No, he can't get out.
The second conform.
He could get out if you wanted to. He won't conform though.
That's why.
But that's my respect. And that's as long as I want to go with it. I because some people, it's such a topic that it can. I swear to God, I can go on forever and ever. And with the last guy, I think I did.
So,
And it's pretty much like I don't agree with murder.
right.
You know, I don't agree with human beings.
Right.
I think the world would be a better place without human beings in general. No, except for the people that live in tribes or live in the bush.
Right, right.
Those, then I say, those are the right people.
Final.
Those are the right
Right.
people to be living on Earth. But this is not the way Earth should be, man. This building and this air is not the air that was always here. Just because this is what was always here since you've been alive does not mean that this is what has always been here.
Right, right.
You know, like for man has lived on this planet for millions of years. Man. But we only consider history the last 10,000. Does that make sense to you?
Right.
The rest we call prehistory. So this only latest stage of man, which 90% of the world in that culture, all of us, no matter what nationality or what culture we belong to, we're part of that culture of the last 10,000 years. And man has lived on this planet without ruining the planet for millions of years. That's pretty interesting.
That's pretty
Call ourselves civilization.
But what really is civilized, right?
We are so far from civilized, and especially the United States that calls us ourselves the. We are like, we look at people from other countries like animals. Okay, like if we show the Middle East, we'll show the Middle East with some guy on the corner and he has playing with a thing like as if that's all the Middle East is about. Like they won't show you that there's freeways. And you'll think if you visit the Middle East, you're gonna go camel riding. It's not like that.
I was born in the Middle East, and I
They'll show
a camel my life.
they'll show Africa. They'll show Africa, and then they'll show like this starving child and stuff like that, as if that's what Africa is. And you know what I'm saying? So they're trying to portray everybody but America as like, you don't want to live there. They're like,
That's not true.
what is third world? Can someone explain to me what the fuck third world means? Just to me, those third world people. My uncle that lives in the Middle East can tell you the date, the time, the year of when the space shuttle crashed. There's not very many Americans on the street that can do that, and he knows that much more about American history than actual American people in the Middle East learn and study more about us than we even know about ourselves. The culture is like, I don't know. It's like and we call them third world. It's like we're if they're third world, then what the fuck is this? Because like we went to Japan once, right?
America looks like third world.
In Japan, yeah, what is Japan like? Fucking what comes after fucking? What are we? What are we? First world?
We're first world.
So,
This world.
Japan is like utopia. Yeah.
That place is amazing.
No, but the people there are amazing just as well. You walk in, you talk to them, and they're like gracious, good people. Even if you're a foreigner, we laugh at foreigners when they speak a different language. We all turn around and chuckle at each other. Ah, look at he's laughing. And we laugh at them, and
That all stems from fear.
But my point is that like we're not good hosts. We're not good to each other. We're nothing to be a role model for the rest of the world to go and do this global warming thing. That scares the fuck out of me. They'll have a whole world like America. Shit. That's hell, man. We went to Japan and then we came to New York. We flew right into New York. And it was like, to me, it was a culture shock. Like, it was like, 1 second, you have people saying thank you. The next second, you got everyone saying fuck you. And it's just, I don't know. I would hate for the fuck you side to hurt that. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what's happening. That's why you got so many people pissed off, because you do have, no matter what happens, there are going to be these group of people in the world that are watching and know what's going on, and aren't stupid. They don't outnumber the stupid people, but but they're there, and if something big enough happens, they get up and they stand, man, and they talk, and I respect that. Like when we were in Italy, we saw an actual protest for the whole G8, uh, the globalization, global warming thing.
Right. Okay.
And dude, I didn't understand a word that this Italian guy was yelling, and it didn't matter. I had goosebumps all over just because I knew that these people aren't your stupid people. These people are sitting up and standing up for the rights and saying, motherfuckers, we're not gonna let you do this. I don't give a fuck. We'll stand in front of your tank just like the guy in China. That's I'll stand in front of your tank to get my fucking idea across, man.
Right.
There is people like that still in the world, and I think as time is going on, there's going to be more people like that. You feel that there's people are more aware of what's going on. The bullshit of television, I think, is sometimes, yeah, people watch it, but they realize what they're watching. Like they've already been to Universal Studios in Hollywood and seen how movies are made.
Right.
There's no more mystery. Like they got this movie and they got the special effects in the movie, and they sit there and they tell you exactly how they made it, so it's not good anymore.
Magic.
No, it's like the magician showed you his trick, So, but it's like that. Everyone sort of knows the magician's trick already. I feel as though it's getting more and more closer to that.
Right.
And now the magician is being the powers that be. And so we're all watching, and they've all been always like putting the cat out of the hat this all these years, and I think people are realizing that look, we just voted for a president that we didn't vote for. Wow, things are
That's the ultimate statement.
no, but
wow, we just voted for a president
we didn't vote for it. But that's people are gonna. I think after a while, I would hope, shit, come on, what else can happen?
Open your eyes.
Spank you in the fucking ass. You know what I mean? Like fucking, what else could happen to slap you in the face? Like just, it's sort of like. We're living in a time that I think people are getting more aware, where it's like, wow, man, I always thought my vote counted. I guess not. Or I guess nothing matters for what I say. This free country facade has been what I've been living in the whole time. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's it. In a nutshell.
What was the question?
I forget the questions when I start mumbling on like that. So it's like, I forgot what you said.
It was cool. You got a good point. Now, you got the first singles, Chop Suey. Let's get into that. About what's the whole concept of that whole song?
The concept of the song or the concept of the video?
Well, all right. We'll start with the video. You guys just shot the video over in L.A. And what was that like?
Well, it was mostly, we really want to explain the song with the video. We really want to put on the pictures
Right.
with the song and give you a meaning of what it actually means. So we all have a different meaning. So we actually gave the world a view of us live. We're a live band. We started off live. We started off playing in the garage live with each other.
Right.
Not recording albums, not, playing the public sense to ourselves live.
Right.
And our crowd, our fans, we wanted to show our fans, our real fans. So we recruited about 1,500 of our fans. Because we thought we were only going to do about 700, but we got double from that.
Cool.
And video has nothing to do with any meaning of the song.
Right. Just like a live
performance. It's a live performance, and we use a couple of cool camera effects that I thought would be really cool, or to express the vibe that we feel when we're up there. But we have some cameras where it's our view of everyone.
Oh, and you guys have cameras?
Yeah, on us, and we're in a room pitting with fans, our own fans. We're in a pit. We're in a room, a hotel room. We have cameras on us, and we're running around pitting with our fans.
Oh,
cool. To our music, which is something we've all, I think, at one time wanted to do, is jump in the crowd and be able to dance to our music.
Right.
So we recorded that, and it's in the video.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's a lot of tips. So it's just things we wanted to do for fun and show the band live. That's cool. And we did it in Hollywood. We did it in this motel, this hotel motel. We ran out the whole motel for 2 days. It was really cool. And there were still people living there, and we left them there. We didn't ask them to move.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was really their choice if they wanted to stay there, or we would have paid for them to go somewhere else and stay there.
Right.
But they all wanted to stay, so we had these families watching this video thing going off, and there's like 1,000 kids going crazy. And we actually, we didn't want to just do a video and have 1,000 kids watch this film on video. So we put up a PA system, and we brought in a sound guy and all our techs and stuff, and we live equipment, and we played songs between all the takes, and gave the fans like a 6-hour show.
Oh, that's awesome.
While we shot the video. So it's actually a show and a video shoot.
Well, tell me that on.
Cool.
At this motel that we, like most of us, especially in Durham, we grew up a few blocks away from that motel, which the album itself is called Toxic City, and that means something different to each one of us. That's what it means to me, personally, in Durham too. I think that toxicity, that's where we grew up, Hollywood, Cleveland, very one thinks Hollywood is a very glamorous place. It's really not.
It is and it isn't. There's an underbelly. See, no matter where you live, no matter what you're looking at, there's always a negative side to everything. And Hollywood has its very glamorous aspects and very beautiful places to watch, whatever. This is New York does. This is fucking Chicago does.
Right.
Fuck Egypt. No matter where you live, there's a very positive aspect to it. But the difference with Hollywood is they glorify this positive aspect to a point where it's not even reality anymore.
Right. Stars, palm trees, swimming pools, that's what you see. That's
fake tits, fake gas,
everything. That's what Hollywood. When we grew up in Hollywood, and there was a hooker on the street corner where I grew up, and there was a drug dealer on the street. Yeah, there were homelessness. I grew up in all over. I grew up in the heart fucking Hollywood.
And they're not glorifying that when you see an ad. Come visit Los Angeles.
They show you the Hollywood sign. They show you West Hollywood. They show you Rodeo Drive. Yeah, they show you Palm Tree. They show you Beverly Hills.
I mean, you have a movie about a hooker, Pretty Woman. I don't remember seeing a bad neighborhood in that fucking movie.
I know. All Beverly Hills. You know what I mean? I mean, we grew up where there's like transvestites on the corner, and there's all sorts of gangs. Like half our friends. I mean, friends from that neighborhood I had. Most of them were in gangs. Some of them are probably dead. Some of them are probably. I put my life on this. Yeah. Because I had a lot of friends who I made in the neighborhood, but then we also went to this part of school that we all met each other at, most of us. And I had friends there who I still am friends with, but that's the weirdness of it. People from my neighborhood, I'm not really friends with anymore because they're not around. They're gone.
Right.
I moved away. We all did to different, parts of Los Angeles. But I don't know what happened to like 80% of my friends from Hollywood. Which is weird because they were mostly going into gangs. I chose skateboarding and then music, Everyone else chose a different route, and that's a big part of toxicity again. It's like these kids that grow up in a certain place that lead them to be a certain way. If 80% of kids are forced to join gangs to survive in their area, that's pretty fucked up. Yeah. And that's what we grew up in the 80s. I think that's probably worse right now in the year 2001, But I'm not in that area, so I don't know.
It's 10 times worse.
Probably a lot worse,
My neighborhood, I wouldn't want to drive. I don't like driving. I don't like driving through that.
But I do. I drive it all the time.
I do, but I very I want to get through there, look at it,
again. I
New York,
Manhattan in general.
Yeah, Manhattan in general used to like Times Square used to be really fucked up.
Now it's like
all
like
totally
comfortable.
Took out all the pawn shops and they put in Hallmark stores.
I don't agree with taking out the porn shops. You gotta go to fucking Jersey to get
it's not because of the porn shop. It's because that's another way of that's Disney sort of
It's that whole corporate thing coming in and just taking over.
That's a whole another
globalization
control thing. Yes.
There was a time.
It's like
There was a time where you could go and see it like a ball game or a hockey, whatever event, sports event,
right.
And you would go to a venue. Now you go to a corporation.
Yeah.
Watch that. You go to the Verizon Amphitheater and watch a band play.
Yeah.
And you used to go to a fucking Irvine Meadows, man. Irvine Meadows. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's like a great outdoor venue in
Long Beach
Irvine,
Arena.
basically. Now it's probably called fucking Snickers Arena. Like there's no
Coca-Cola.
It's bland to me.
Right.
We used to name planets. I bet your ass if we go to a planet now, it'll be like fucking 18 Starbucks. You know what I'm saying?
It's Starbucks.
It's all corporate, and there used to be government.
Starbucks Galaxy.
Exactly. Well, that's what it's going to be. And there's enough Starbucks to have a Galaxy. It's like the Milky Way.
In New York, noticed last night that there are a lot of Radio Shacks.
Yeah, Radio Shack.
Radio Shack, like they don't have find a Radio Shack, and then there was
no, bro. They don't have
area.
They don't have
later. There's another one. Wait, we're going to this.
They don't have a Walmart.
There's one down the street from the hotel.
They don't have like Walmart, Kmart.
But they have 3,000
at Kmart.
the Radio Shack in 2
Yeah,
blocks.
but like they don't have a grip of them. You know, they don't have like a Best Buy
You guys have a
everywhere.
Kmart.
They don't have space.
There's a Kmart out here. Ask the place.
Oh, I saw the Kmart,
Yeah.
but
That's by this Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but what?
that's my business.
What? The Radio Shack, though, like, I know that at any rate, that Kmart is doing before New York existed. Man, go up
You
to
sold
I
Kmart to what?
Right.
There was no such thing as Kmart. You guys want to see like the fucking rock and roll thing right now?
Wow.
There you go.
Who's right? So
Wait, look, AVM backwards.
yeah, that's the
It's
old
nice.
one, dude.
Yeah.
I did that years ago, but I when
10
that
years
you're
ago.
holding it. It's your name.
Damn, that wine was good last night.
You guys drinking some wine last night celebrating?
I just drank 2 bottles of wine in my head last night. I can't not believe I don't have a hangover. I just realized what it is about good aged expensive wine. That you won't get a hangover. I'm gonna try it again tonight. Let's see.
There you go.
I never drink wine.
Dollar drinker?
Yeah, I let her because I got drunk. I got drunk, dude. I was like, 2 fucking bottles. No, I didn't puke. I woke up in a good mood. Like, it was like, damn, what was in that shit? I wake up in the most fucked up mood, you know? Like,
That's some good stuff.
There's the morning person.
not at
As
all.
long as mornings are
I'm a no time of day person, man. There ain't morning or night. I'm usually pissed off.
Is that when you write best?
I write the whole record was pretty much written between 4 o'clock in the morning to like 7 o'clock in the morning at those times. That's when I used to write the most.
That's when you get inspired like a lot.
Not really. It's just I
That's
feel
lit.
like that's like one of the long. That's when it's like it's quiet. There ain't no fucking helicopter going over your head. The only thing that might happen is that maybe birds may start chirping.
Right,
You
right.
know, and birds start to chirp at about 5-ish.
Yeah. I know that's when I should.
And
What time is it softball?
Music wise, yeah, when I write stuff, I'll say
That's
my weekend never written.
that's the weekend.
Like in the afternoon.
No, I don't.
No, he has a thing that he hits too.
Most
Do you
times.
use a cowbell?
No, it's like a blender.
Well, everyone else goes to bed. Everyone else is sleeping in the world.
It's
And you're to yourself. And that's it's right.
I love it.
Yeah.
And it's loud. It's damn loud.
That's like
No, it's
Right.
music is loud as that.
all day. I
Loud as
spent
music blender.
there my turn too. Right. 12 o'clock.
But he's
12
like
o'clock.
he's tiny.
My neighbors start hating me.
That's
You know, the
That's when I
soft
jammed
music
when I
is
first came in. It's hard when I do whatever. When you do it, I don't know.
But he gets all that. He gets that from the blender.
We can bring him out.
I guess when your mind is rest.
I'm sure rest and everyone else you think is gone. Depressed?
Right, right.
You know?
You know, when your mind is at ease, like in the wee hours.
I'll sleep by fucking 12 o'clock. On course science. But gotta wake up at like 8, 9 o'clock.
See, I have no reason to exist at that time. I used to sleep, like I said, after writing the record, I used to sleep for about a year and a half. For a lot of reasons, but for about a year and a half, I didn't see daylight. I only saw nighttime. The only daylight I saw is like the morning time, but I wouldn't really see it. I'd just be working at 4 o'clock, and then all of a sudden I'd turn around and I'd see the sun was coming through like my fucking windshield, like through the curtain, and I'd be like, "Fuck, must be really fucking late," it must be really early, either one, you know. Then I'd be like, I better stop, and I wouldn't even be tired. I'd just be like, I just better stop now, you know, and that. But you know, I think there has some. It's weird to me, but the last record I didn't write at those times or nothing at all. So it's like there's this certain thing about the sound on like I don't know. There's a calmness to the havoc on this record. Like there's a lot of energy and there's a lot of anger.
Right.
There's also tranquility and calmness at certain parts. And I think that may have something to do with it. I don't know. You know?
Now, the whole music scene in general right now. There's a whole new surge metal bands.
Yeah, we have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where do you guys fit into that whole genre?
We don't.
What do you We're just in music in general. Just there's no
what
category you can put us in.
Thank you for bringing it up.
We don't have to go far in. We don't have to talk about an hour about it.
No, it's not about an hour, but
I won't even name any bands. It's just that
when the music scene dies, we'll still be here because we're not a part of it.
If we're still a band, we'll still be.
If we're still a band.
Yeah, because the reason I brought that up is because you guys are so different, and there's a lot of formula bands going on, and bands that seem poured into a mold. And
That record company's trying to make a buck.
Right, and you guys.
Once you have an originator, you have the originator who is usually brilliant, then you have 500,000 record companies signing 500,000 bands that sound similar to or have aspects of the originator, and it's all to make money, which is
and
fine.
At the end of the day, it makes them trip. It makes people like the labels and MTV and all these people like that. It makes them trip out because they sit there and say, "Fuck." And we must not be like worth as much anymore because wow, this band didn't use MTV, especially like MTV, like it makes them feel a little bit like unimportant,
right.
Because it's sort of like they're not responsible for our success,
Right, exactly.
like we're the ones that break the band,
Yeah.
we're the ones that control the music.
Right.
Well, obviously not, because there's bands that are that. Not in our case. And not,
actually, not in a lot of cases. Bands are not going to be dictated by media. Art is not going to be dictated by media. Media is a tool to get your art out to more people.
Right.
It shouldn't dictate what art you're going to create. And that's one thing that some of the media that we have forgets. Radio is not there to tell us what to create. We're out there to tell them what to fucking play.
Right.
Not us, but the people are gonna tell them.
Right.
And then they're gonna play it, and they don't have a choice in the matter.
We never wrote a lick to even get played on the radio. Nothing. I swear to God. I swear on my life. I swear on everything I live for. We do not write for the radio.
Or
nothing. We don't. We write for just we express, and that expression brings out the sound. And that's it. It's like that's the influence, and that's what came out. And I don't know whether it's good or bad, but that's how I feel right now.
I think that's awesome and very commendable that you guys don't conform to the standards of the labels or the radio or MTV. You guys do your own thing.
The label never comes up to us and says, "Well, we need an album like this from you guys." Because you know what we say to the label?
You know what they do say though? We need an album like 7 months ago from you guys.
And we said to the label, no, they wanted an album from us in December. And our answer was, we're not the type of guys that say, "Hey man, we're badass because we were on the label and we rebel against them." No. If they have something that makes sense that is going to help us, then we say, yeah, that's a good idea. That would help us a lot. And it helps to have a power like that behind you to get your message across.
Right.
But we knew that we weren't going to make the best System of a Down record 7 months ago. It wasn't ready yet.
You rushed.
It was like fucking delivering the baby fucking 7 months premature.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like,
you have to give it time to mature.
Exactly. It's not. It's like they think it's like a game to them. It's sort of like, come on, chop chop, business. It's like, dude, inspiration. You look for it, most of the time, but the best time for inspiration is when it hits you.
Right. Exactly. You can't just turn it on.
So in that year and a half, I've had times where it's like 3 weeks I didn't write nothing, and I would be like, fuck. Like I pissed off. Probably, I wouldn't explain to no one why I'm in a bad mood, but because I probably wouldn't realize why I'm in a bad mood, but I wouldn't write nothing. Everything would be like, fuck, I suck. Like block. Writers have it writing books sometimes, And like, then all of a sudden you write one idea, and the other one comes, and then the other one comes, and then right when you're not even thinking about it anymore, and it's like, that's why, you search for inspiration, like to get inspired by something, but most of the time it usually smacks you in the face when you don't know it's coming. When you don't even know it's coming to you. And that's why we need time to come up with an album. You can't just shit out a record. We just got on tour and go into the studio and put out an album in 3 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's like, it's pretty much it. Let us.
Not a viable album. Not an album that we could be proud of. And we refuse. We would rather wait. And as a, sophomore album, you want to get it out when the hype's up, right? We don't give a fuck about the hype.
But all it's said with that is that, say we do one day, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I say it doesn't happen, but like chances are it won't happen. Say one day us four go into the studio for about a month, and we write some stuff that is just fucking badass, or or maybe it's just this whole section of a jam or whatever we think is like, wow, that make a great record. Then there's no reason to go 2 years to write a record.
You don't need to do it.
There is no reason for time whenever it's whenever it's ready. Right. Whenever you sit there and say, okay, we're done. We feel good about this. You know, we couldn't say that a few months ago. If I could have said that a few months ago, then I would have said, all right, it's ready.
Right.
You know, it's like you got to read and say, all right, dude, I got enough material here to choose from. I got enough material here to make a versatile record. You know, you can't only think of like, writing heavy. It's like, there's like, we write for like maybe a month. We go through this phase of like writing maybe some more mellower types of songs, like, Spiders or Aerials, or something like Atwa,
Right.
which is like more soft. Then we'll go through like 3 weeks or a month of writing more like Prison and fucking Jet Pilot and stuff. It's just, we get in these moods, you know what I mean? And so it's like, it goes with the flow. And then sometimes we go into the studio and like, maybe I just don't feel like being there that day. I don't feel like playing guitar that day, or maybe he doesn't, or whoever.
And they feel it. If I'm not feeling it, they know it.
So we just jam.
They're going, all right, what's up, Shavo? What's
So we won't work on nothing that day. You know what we'll do? We'll just jam. Free flow. That's what I'm saying. One day if we record a free flow jam and it turns out bad,
we did something sometimes. Right. Jam develops into some stuff, some ideas for later on.
Right, yeah,
that you do, yeah.
And it gives me a chance as a writer. The jamming, the most important thing for me in the jamming is that as a writer for the band, I get to really find out. Because when we're jamming, he's not thinking about, this is what I got to do in this song. He's just doing what comes naturally out of him.
Right, yeah.
And him too, and Serge too. And especially with Serge, it's really important for me to jam with Serge and realize, what is he gonna attach to naturally? What can I write that's gonna make him feel like he's just that is gonna make him at the end of it feel like that it's his song too.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not my song. It's everybody's song. And that's why the jamming really helps me, because I jam along with it, but I realize, like, listening to the band and listening to where Serge is at, even though Serge might do some quacked out shit sometimes while we're jamming. You're like, hey, by the way, where is Serge?
I think he's sleeping.
He's sick.
I don't know. Don't do it well, man. I think it's stuff.
Maybe your socks are
damn.
I think those are pretty ugly ass.
I know.
I love him.
I just bought him.
Mr. Roper, dude.
I bought him yesterday.
That's fucking Mr. Roper
You
socks.
really when I bought those, dude. I'm fan of them.
I love him.
Me too.
Straight out Mr. Roper.
I bought 3 of them, 3 different colors, style, pattern. It's the flash.
I don't know.
They are damn ugly.
It just comes down to like art for us and how to express the art.
See?
That's the most important thing.
But no,
Art.
for some people it's more about like, look at me. You know what I mean?
Imaging.
And yeah, image.
Let's be a rock star. Let's pimp all the hoes and let's
make all the money. Let's have
the next 10 years, let's be VH1 fucking horror story.
Yeah.
We're not rock stars. We don't claim to be. We don't care to be. We enjoy what we do. We love to play music. That's what it's all about.
But we play rock stars on TV.
We play rock
stars on stage. No, bullshit. We do play. I fucking play a rock star and a motherfucker on stage. Hell yeah. Because that's that guy.
I'm the cheesy rock star.
But that guy does not need to have to come on live. I don't know if you've ever seen System of a Down live before.
No.
You will September 7th.
You won't see who you're seeing in front of you right now. It's that guy. I don't know his name. I might name him someday too. Really, I might just name my character on stage and keep my name under the song names. But like that other dude can be something else. But I have I have a connection with that person, but it comes out on stage or sometimes when I'm drunk.
That happens to me completely the same way. Well, I'm just somebody else on stage. I don't act like him or anything like that, but I'm my own different person on stage. Where
He's inside.
I don't fear, like, seriously, there's this thing where we don't fear crowd. Like, there's never a nervousness of, well, there's 50,000 people, there's 10,000 people.
Or there's like
there's
2,000 angry Slayer.
Or if there's 5 people in the crowd that don't know you, you're at a bar in Baltimore and no one knows you there and you're playing a show, you know?
Right.
Like, it's like how we started, you know? And we gave the same performance to that five that we do like 80,000 at the Dynamo Festival. And it doesn't, it's just more of a.
Bro, think about it.
It's a zone. It's like it just happened. And it's just someone else that gets up there. Once we're off, we start smiling. You know, we're in the same, you know, we become ourselves again. But that is ourselves. That on stage, what we do is ourselves because that's just the music coming out of us
character.
with you know, the music flowing through. Like when I play on stage and there's a crowd and my band's there, when I write my band's there, I stick with my band, the music I become what I'm feeling at the moment. Even if I shake my ass a certain way that doesn't look cool, or if I make a face that's not a cool face nowadays, that's what the music made me do at the moment. So
You know what's funny to me is that when people hang out with me after they see us live, they say, "Wow, man, we thought you were gonna be like running around and
they think he's on acid half the time.
They think that I'm on acid and speed and all this stuff. They're like, dude, we thought you were gonna be running around and being more crazy, and they don't like they think they wouldn't think that I would just be sitting here smoking the ball,
Right.
talking to you. You know what I mean? They think like I'd be like just fucking causing some sort of havoc all the time. That's what I don't blame them. That's the perception they see of me.
Right.
But like,
you get out on stage while you fucking go back to old times.
no, but they honestly, bro, I get that when after people hang out with me, they come up to me and they say, "Wow, we didn't expect you to be this way." And I say, "What is that?" They're like, "You're calm."
By the way,
And
nothing recorded. He's gonna get over in like day.
Yeah, right. You know, the lights been on, thank God.
oh, it's spinning.
Yeah, thank God. I got worried, man, when the lights shutting off on.
And it went like this.
Yeah, right.
Me.
So I'm there, John, sir, Shava.
I hope to God that you guys are wrong about that.
The lights on.
I think. Now, what I want to say is that the last subject I want to tackle is the touring. You guys got the Pledge of Allegiance tour with Mudvayne and Slipknot and all these good. No One.
No one.
Yeah, the band No One on that tour.
There?
Yeah, we don't know all the bands that are on it because the first 5 bands are still getting talked about, and there's going to be an halfway through the tour. I think we're going to see some of the bands.
Oh yeah, because
There's a lot of bands that want to do.
We're only actually playing 3 shows.
Oh, you only doing 3 shows in this?
No.
All right. You said it so serious.
No, but there's so many bands that wanted to be a part of that tour because we wanted. Like the tour itself started off being this. We wanted to look like the circus, where just like everyone's different. Like at a circus, you have a bunch of things that are attractions, but they're all different, right? You have the fat lady, you know. You have the trapeze, different art.
Right.
The fat lady, I don't know.
Yeah.
You're looking at. You know? So that's what it wanted to be like. So we have all these things mixed up. And there's so many bands that are so different nowadays, mixed up and doing a bunch of theatrical stuff.
Right.
We wanted to throw all those bands together, and there's a lot of them. We are standing out of that. You know, it's not a thing of where it's going to be one type of band, you know, masks or makeup or whatever. It's just a show. It's going to be a great show for
collage.
Like a collage of bands put together, I guess. Cool. So that's what the tour is about, and I guess we'll co-headlining with Slipknot. There's a lot of bands before us that we don't know about yet.
We need to get back on tour only because we've been sitting our asses at home and working on this album. And now we want to play.
I think hopefully,
Payoff time.
if we can find ourselves some bands. I mean, there's a hell of bands we listen to. It's just the fact of getting a hold of them. I would have hoped that we would start doing less tours, package tours, and I'd like to go out with some underground bands that lead the lead-ins, and because like I said, I'm friends with some people from bands, and I actually
like certain bands. Like I like Slipknot. I listen to Slipknot.
Right, right.
So I like that. But I'm saying most of the time though, we get packaged with a bunch of bands that I don't like. You know.
Right.
So I don't want to necessarily be packaged in this whole heavy metal package.
It's a lot more fun to watch bands before you play or after you play that you actually enjoy.
You want to like the band.
Right, yeah.
Now, let me give you a prime example of that. The first Ozfest we did, there was so much that we could watch and enjoy. You know,
Yeah,
we
right.
had Tool,
Yeah.
we had Snot, we had Seven Dust. Who else was on that? Cold Chamber, Incubus was on that tour. Anyway, there was a bunch of bands that we really enjoyed.
Right.
You know, it was like, okay, cool. We have all the shit we can do today. You know, watching Tool play every night was a lot of fun.
Yeah, right.
You know, I don't want to say that some of the bands coming out now aren't that way because they are that way to somebody.
Right.
It's not to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want to be on tour with bands that I enjoy watching.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Snowpro was cool because we had Mr. Bungle and that was
that's
fun
what
to watch.
Who
That's
that was
what I'm
on.
saying. I'd like to go out with bands that are
different bands. Incubus is totally different than us.
I just want to go out with bands that aren't so like mainstreamy, I guess. You know what I mean?
That's not the shit we listen to.
And it's not how we consider ourselves either. Even though we, like I said, we get put on the radio and all this shit, but we never.
But that just started happening.
We don't really want the mainstream spotlight. We don't want the camera eye. We really don't. We were not looking for it, but we would rather not be seen than be seen. Actually,
What if the mainstream comes to you?
They'll never come to us because if we're over here and the mainstream's trying to run over here, we'll go over here. And then we'll go over there.
They gotta
You know
chase
what I'm saying? So unless they're real fucking fast, they're not going to catch us because we're always changing. In fact, I'm not even here anymore. You see?
So, what would you say is the ultimate goal for you guys?
We don't have an ultimate goal. We just want to do what we do. You know, and as long as we're doing something that we enjoy, we'll do it. If it comes to the point where it's stale and we feel we're corporate or we feel that we're not moving ahead in art, then it'll be over. You know, you do it as long as you enjoy what you're doing. That's what this is about, though.
Right.
You know, believe me, all that other shit, it's not going to matter in 100 years on it. And music is what is.
Cool, man. Well said. Well, guys, I appreciate you taking the time, man. It's been really cool hanging with you guys, man. No, you guys, thanks a lot.
Get early on the 7th, man. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.